Good morning. It is an absolute pleasure for us to be here. Thank you for the introduction. As they noted, I'm happy to be joined by Pat Wilson, our Chief Operating Officer from Little League International, and also the Little League International Tournament Director. So it's nice to see the manager from the Biamo team here. What a great show they put on, so thank you so much for everything you did. Nice to see you. I think everyone knows Carlos Pagan, our Latin America Regional Director, and I'm pleased also to be joined by my colleague Ashley Miller, who's our Director of Softball Development. So what we want to do today is really, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the organization. I think everyone knows a lot about Little League, but more importantly, Ashley is going to take you through and introduce the softball program to you. So we've had incredible success on the baseball side, and we want to be able to continue that on the softball side. And so, Carlos, are we going to start with the video? Okay, you want us to go ahead with the presentation? Okay. Are you going to slip the slides for us? Can you go to the next slide? Yep, go ahead. All right, so our mission with Little League is it is not all competitive play for baseball and softball. Our mission really is Little League believes in the power of youth baseball and softball to teach life lessons that build stronger individuals and communities. So ultimately, what differentiates us from other youth baseball and softball programs, it's important to us that we're leaving a lasting legacy within everyone's community. And so you're utilizing the game of baseball and softball to build stronger communities, to build stronger citizens, and we really are committed to that, and that's what differentiates Little League from other youth programs. So about our organization, we are absolutely a volunteer-driven organization. So we have over 550 district administrators in over 80-plus countries. And what's very important to us is that we are flexible with everything that we do. And so when we go to a different country, we want to make sure that we have the ability to work with that country, and we're not going to try to force the program in a certain box for the individuals. It's important to us that we learn and we develop relationships with everyone in those countries. It's really the cornerstone of our program. And so when you talk about volunteer-driven, and you talk about district administrators, people that oversee the programs in the country, otherwise known as country directors, in a lot of cases, it's critically important to us that we develop strong relationships. And that's why we value those relationships everywhere we go. We're so proud to have those relationships, and they're so critical to us. We have over 1 million adult volunteers around the world, and we have nearly 6,500 leagues all around the world that we're incredibly proud of. And so it's important to us that we're not necessarily building the strongest, most competitive play. We want to come in from a grassroots effort, and we want to build as many and provide the program for as many kids as possible, have more teams, and ultimately that's going to lead to higher participation and more play within each community. We're service-oriented, so we're very lucky to have the support of Carlos Pagan, our Latin America Regional Director. So everyone that's committed to us, they're going to have the service and support to Little League International headquarters to try to help out as much as we possibly can. And then, of course, the Latin America Regional Office. So we're going to have different meetings. We're going to be able to provide service and support throughout the year. And that is really important to us, is that we develop that support system. And then, of course, we're player-focused. So everything that we do has to be about the players. Everything that we do. So when we talk about the volunteers, we talk about the coaches, it has to be player-focused. And that's something, when you talk about Little League, you're going to hear that a lot. Player-focused mentality is what can we do to make sure that the experience is as good as it possibly could be. So the divisions of play that we have. Obviously, you're all aware of the Little League Baseball division. Ashley's going to spend some time talking about softball and how it differs a little bit from Little League, or differs a little from baseball, I should say. But we also have the Challenger program for children with mental and physical disabilities. And so it's a great program that we can provide service and support for and to offer that program to everyone. And so if you're interested in learning more about that, working through Carlos will be able to share that information with you. It's an incredibly powerful program, and it just supports what we have on the baseball side and the softball side. So what are our focus points? What are we trying to accomplish? Number one is absolutely access. And so when we talk about access, we want to provide a program for everyone around the world, regardless of what their circumstances are. And so it's critically important to us that Steve Keener and Pat Wilson make sure that we are focusing on providing access to everyone and providing the program. And how can we do that? So we can provide some rules and regulations that are flexible to the country to make sure that we can provide the program. Just what I talked about earlier, we want to make sure that we're flexible in doing that. If we can provide some financial support, we're looking to do that. Most importantly, what do communities and countries need to make sure that they're successful, whether that's playing equipment, whether that's resources, and that's something that certainly helps out with access. And then underserved communities. We want to make sure that if there's challenges in getting out to the ball field and providing those opportunities, we're going to be there to help and provide the service and support in those areas. The experience has to be the most important thing. And so for players, families, volunteers, and communities, we are committed to providing a great experience for everyone. And so when it comes to players, we want to make sure that we're training those coaches, much like you're talking about today, training the volunteers. Because if those players have a great experience, starting from early on, they're going to be fans of the game for life. And that's ultimately what we're trying to do. We want them to become fans for life. We want them to come back and be the next generation of baseball and softball enthusiasts. And they want them to come back and be your leaders in the community that are eventually going to be coaches and keep the program strong. And so it's really important that we make sure that that experience for everyone is as good as it possibly can be. And that's where Little League comes in, is we want to provide you the resources and the tools to make sure that we're providing a great experience. And then, of course, retention. So talking about those tools, how are we going to do that to make sure that those kids have a great experience every time they step on the baseball and softball fields? We feel it's our responsibility to make sure that we are preparing your volunteers, your coaches, your league officials, to have a great opportunity, and they're prepared to make sure that they're helping out and coaching those players appropriately. And so what we are committed to is to coach training. How can we provide resources to make sure that you can increase the number of people in your community that can help out with coach training? Volunteer training. We have different events throughout the world where we have volunteer training and opportunities for people to attend and represent your country. And we want you to bring that back to your country and train the volunteers locally. And then, of course, our storytelling and visibility, which hopefully you'll see at some point with some of the powerful videos that we've had from the great World Series experiences. Before I turn it over to Ashley, I just want to remind you about the international tournament that we have. And so this is another thing that really differentiates Little League from other programs. And so at the youngest divisions, we have a true global international tournament. So we have programs all around the world, and they're not national teams. These are community-based programs that will start at the district or provincial level, and that's where the tournament will start. They will advance to the national tournament, and this is on the baseball and softball side. That's followed by the Latin America regional tournament, and then, of course, the World Series at different divisions of play. And so we are absolutely committed to that. It's what a lot of people know the program for, and it creates a tremendous, tremendous experience for everyone, and allows those players to come back, and those players have that great experience, and they can pass that on to their friends and family. Let's create more interest. Let's create more players. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Ashley. We are so excited to start to introduce the softball program to you. So Ashley, I'll turn it over to you.